Hello there. If you have, I don't know if you can do notifications on Crackbook to make sure you know when all of a sudden I pop up live. But if you're catching up over on YouTube, which is about an hour and a half after, because Amber over in Trinidad takes the videos and uploads them. I can probably start to do it now, only that I've been blessed and gifted by Tina with a netbook, but it doesn't have enough memory for me to be doing all this stuff yet. But I'm blessed because it has Word, so it means I can now start writing. So anyway, hello, I haven't been live for about 3 weeks, I think. I got a massive momentum, and I was really building up to the National Adoption Week drive, and literally my internet was unplugged, and I went live with BT, and I went live talking to Open, and both said that they did not disconnect, or nor was there any permission to disconnect my services. So literally that then threw me into a complete fucking nosedive, because when you're getting ready to create a media storm, now there was a dad out there who fucking smashed it. Well done to, I can't remember what court he was outside, but he managed to really get, you know, I think it was an absolute viral video. As you know, I'm gagged, got D notices, everything. My social media is locked down. Unless you actually make sure that you press all of the little ding, 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 ding things, then you won't know if I post or if I live, because it just won't be there. Very husky. I'm genuinely not well. I now have my bed rest in the middle of my living room. So me and Dean, when he was back last time, managed to come up with a new setup. So it means that I can be on complete and utter bed rest. I have both of the boys next to me. We have a functional little nursery going on. My office is in here, and literally I'm going to now spend the winter. One, I want to move. I have to move. It's getting to the point now where I think everybody was made clear, including the police today, that I have asked nicely. I've even put things in writing and begged and pleaded for people to change their perception and awareness to what I am about and why I have had the services in my life, because I am an EDS mother and I go into A&E and I have hospital appointments. There's something I wanted to talk about quickly, just while I remember, but I didn't bring it in the living bedroom with me. I must put it in the kitchen. I wanted to just give women a massive warning for Robinson's talcum powder, Johnson and Johnson talcum powder, sorry, because I for years was on and off with cervical cancer pips. I was coming up borderline and over every time, and I had an absolute obsession because of being a rape victim. A lot of rape and sexual abuse. Look, we need to, in this network, massively define the difference now between, and I know it's putting labels on it, and labels are for jars of beans and things like that, but there is so many. I get so overwhelmed. Please remember, I'm diagnosed with autism, Asperger's autism, whatever you want to call it. There is a diagnosis. I'm also diagnosed with borderline personality. I'm also diagnosed with narcissistic personality or traits, and I'm also diagnosed with grandeur, conversion disorder, OCD. What else have I got? Dyslexia, dysfunctional family, sexual abuse victim, liar and attention seeker, attractive in a street corner kind of way, as the social worker said. That was when I was 15. What other labels have I been given? I can't remember. I can't remember. But anyway, let me just show you around a minute. I actually managed to find a really nice cup, and Shiloh went and put it in the bloody wash for me and smashed my fucking handle off. Things just don't last long in this house because it's a one-bedroom flat with 2 kids. And I know some mum whinged, oh, it's all about you just living in a one-bedroom flat. Look, it's all about me as a mother trying to provide for my children. And that reason being, because I said in the papers that as a wife and mother, my husband, by God's law and by marriage, is the provider and protector. I, as the mother, is the nurturer and the carer. The education system is the educator and the brainwasher. I made a decision a long time ago, because I was expelled from school, that I didn't want to put my children in the education system. And the reason that I didn't want to do that is because I live by a philosophy that a conversation with a wise man is worth 1,000 books. Now, as you know, I love my books. You can probably see all my books around the corner. If I could have a big room with just books. I love the smell of books. I love what's in books. I love the perception of other people. I love the awareness of other people. I love other people's stories. I love people watching. I love people. I do. I love people. I get sick and tired of hearing about people saying they want to change the world. There is nothing wrong with the world. The world is a really beautiful, amazing place. It really is. Grass grows, birds just are provided naturally. They glide through the air in dynamics that human beings took years later to advance for human beings to be able to fly in the sky. Humans are still trying to develop the most latest Gore-Tex for waterproofing. Yet our skin is waterproof. I could go out in the rain right now and water would go off of my face, but my hair would get wet and my clothes would get wet. And I could put on a waterproof jacket and chances are it's going to keep me dry. And it's because they are developing the lacquer. Now, I've found these last couple of weeks really difficult because I've been in such cognitive dissonance, because on one hand, I've got Graham, who is somebody who's been educated by the status of the Lords, and they live by the philosophy that human beings are parasites and children are vermin. And when he's around my children, I want to put him through the fucking wall, right? Because he goes, Kelly, please, just get him away from me. And I live in a place that I pass thousands of people a day if I choose to go out. And I love the fact that I am isolating myself. I have got 2 more floors below me. I have up to 17 floors above me. I'm on the 2nd floor. I've got, oh, seriously, my neck is wanting to go just even thinking about it. Like, seriously, talk about fucking pain in the neck. Our bodies are spiritually aligned with our emotions. And I was very privileged back in 2004 to work with a guy called Daniel Goldstein or Goldman. He wasn't really known about, and he's about to become very well known now. And he talks about emotional intelligence. People don't know how to handle me because I'm raw and I'm real. Living where I live right now, obviously I've gone from being pregnant, a mother who I might break down right now because I can feel myself triggering myself off. I've had a really hard time since Aaron and Faith's letter and learning that my 9-year-old daughter has cut her hair off and changed to a boy, which is a sign of rape and sexual abuse. Very symptomatic. She's not 11, she's 9. And been away by herself without her brother, with somebody called Granny. So anyways, one person, just one person. I am one person. I can't do everything, but I can do something. And I will not let what I can't do affect what I can do, and I'm a voice. I believe that we should create rather than destroy. I'm not here to destroy the planet or people or myself. I'm not a self-harmer as much as they say I'm borderline personality, which would mean I would be a self-harmer, and I'm not. I have a battle of suicide every day. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 29, and counting. Battles of the mind a day. Not just with suicide, but with things like, and this is going to be really difficult for people who haven't been through such complex trauma. If you have lost a child, and I mean you have had a child who have died, when you're told or you see that your child has died, I can't imagine this because I haven't experienced the death of a child, and I fucking hope I find my children before I part or they do. They've already smashed my kids up in a fucking write-off in a car when they were in contact, for fuck's sake. So as a mother of Elijah and Shiloh, I'm being steered to, why don't you just put the children into nursery? But you can use the 15 hours for a childminder if you would prefer. The problem with the UK is we the people, individuals, live in a house which is on the land which was taken by the state. And I say taken by the state because the land belongs to the universe. It's for us here to create and grow and nurture and protect the land and graze, thrive. We're not here to survive. We're not here to be slaves to the state. I've always refused to be a slave to the state, always. I was born with strong arms because I climbed out of the abortion bucket. And unfortunately, I came into the world as much as my mother and father didn't plan for this to happen. My mum was 15, my dad was 17 or 19, I don't know. And I've never sat and worked it out. But I think if he was 17, I'd be okay with it. If he was 19, then wouldn't he be classed as a paedophile for impregnating my 15-year-old mother? So I think I would rather not work that out just yet. But then I have in my home a 34-year-old who was impregnated a 17-year-old. And I'm battling with the fact that I get on really well with Jamie and I really like Jamie and I get on really well with Josie and I really care and want to help Josie. Do I help her by helping her see the reality and the real reality that she is 17 and he is 34? Or do I help them and support them as a couple to marry and grow and protect their daughter? When, in the time I've worked with Josie, she's gone from being somebody who takes amphetamines, pills, smokes, drinks while pregnant. She didn't know she was pregnant. She has been in foster care since she was 4. I can talk about her. She pops on publicly on my account. And I'm trying to encourage Josie to sing as a career and be a performer and do what she's amazing at. But she has social services telling her who she is, what she can do, where she can live, why she lives there, when she has to be there, what environment, what she can't decorate, what she can touch, where she's allowed to put things, where she's not allowed to do things. Can she sign in? Can she walk through the door? She sits in public meetings in a forum at Portsmouth council in public in front of everybody that walks through that fucking door, be it that you're paying your council tax, be it that you're paying for parking tickets, be it that you're going to floor 1, floor 2, 3 or floor 4. The moment you walk into the door, before you even get to reception, all of the families are at circle tables in the public arena. I have a problem with this. Portsmouth seem to work with me, paid, but when I make the calls and I stamp it from the chief executive down to the police and I report it, and today I made a statement that I have written my requests. I haven't yet filed my affidavit, and that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to show you what I'm preparing in a minute, and I hope you do the same. It's going to be really, 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 really hard for people to understand the Great Deception and to understand, if you want to call it the Matrix, so let's put it into the film The Matrix. So if you want to understand the quantum physics that goes from us as humans with our heart, minds and soul in complete co-symbioticness, to go to all dimensions, and you can go straight to the Creator through Jesus Christ is our blood, and our world and our planet, the globe. I'm not flat earth, by the way, and I'm not round earth either. I'm more about dimensions. Just because we went to school, we believe that there is a globe that is round and we live on this planet, because school taught us that. Just because us mere mortals were taught units, tens, thousands, and I think there was one more, and we used to think that it was really cool to think about infinite and billions and trillions, but it just was out there, and that wasn't for us, because we're the mere mortals, we're the mere slaves, we're the mere peasants and parasites of society, because we are the lower class, we are potentially the working class, but we're not the upper class, darling, and we're not the lords and ladies, are we? I mean, darling, seriously, come on. When I used to sit down at the Lord's Mayor's Ball, I used to have fucking hysterics. I used to sit on the wall, right? In fact, to come back to me and me. Back in the room, I used to sit on the wall outside the balls, right? And I used to love, and please do, guys, if you've never been to a mayor's ball, please do go. It is the most funny, hysterical thing. Just go on your own. It is better to go on your own than with a +1, because it gives you the complete freedom to be put where you're going to be sat. Down a couple of drinks if you have to. And I remember one I went to, I had Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem, something else, and then there's Kelly Cottam, and she just goes, didn't fucking work. There you go. She just lights the fucking flame right in the middle of the fucking table. So anyway, at the end of the night, when these lords and mayors and stuff start undoing their ties and going out for their cigars and their fags, Kelly Cottam, in her ball gown and her nice shoes and stuff, sits on the roof and smokes a joint, watching everybody down at the door unloosening their tie and taking off their masks and their la-di-da-di-da, hello there, Roger, how are you doing this evening? You know, and we can all have an accent, and we can all be different people, and we can all speak A, B, C, D, or abacada, or oh fucking hell, what should we do? Let's this is Elijah's favourite one at the moment. Where is it? This is Elijah's favourite one. So this one we have abacada. No, we don't. We have, oh shit, let I mean, I remember the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 11, 12, 13. Fuck, I can't remember the rest. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now, when I was 15, no, when I was 14, and we took our options at school, it was just as the Conservatives folded and Labour came in. And what was the first thing they took away? Compulsory foreign language. I knew in 2010 when I was baptized, and they do tell you in the media, watch out for the Trojan horse, and they tell you it's a really bad thing. Because why would you want to listen to the Trojan horse? And wasn't the Trojan horse a bad thing? Now, I can live in this little flat right now and be quite cozy. Dean's going to be here tomorrow. The boys here. Liam's down the road. Daniel's at university. Aaron and Faith are in Wales somewhere. And I've got some coordinates of where I think they could be, based on different things that are said in their letters. And I'm getting ready now. So I'm going to show you quickly because I don't really want to waffle on. And I haven't lived for a while, so I've had lots of stuff go on. I've had Shiloh's birthday. I'm being taken to court to have my driving license taken off of me. I'm being taken to court to evict me. I'm being taken to court for parking tickets. I'm being taken to court for my breach of my gag. I'm being taken to court for non-payment of fines. I'm being taken to court for I don't know. I believe there's about 8 warrants out for me. Yeah, let me show you anyway. So basically, welcome to my boudoir. This is where I am completely locking myself away for the time being, unless I move. My health visitors, well, not my health visitor, Elijah and Shiloh's health visitor, because she doesn't work for me, she works for them. So she has basically written a letter of support for our move. However, I will have to say Elijah and Shiloh are so close, and if it wasn't for being cramped in here, they probably wouldn't be. I've actually put them for the first time tonight in separate spaces in their bedroom. They've been in here with me, so I've had Shiloh this side, and I've stolen Shiloh's pillow that he takes everywhere because I don't want him to get attached to something that he could lose. So I've confiscated his crazy graphed up bloody pillow, and I've put Shiloh on the sofa in the bedroom and Elijah in the double bed, because I'm now going to separate them into 2 beds in the bedroom. They intertwine and cuddle up with each other, so I'm going to separate them into 2 bedrooms now. So welcome to my little boudoir. Behind me we have this here map, which is of the great Shakespeare, and then we have pretty much building up all of the countries and their languages, and then obviously the English dictionary, the Bible, Mary Queen of Scots, the Children's Bible, William Wilberforce, which is an amazing guy, by the way. If you don't know who he is, have a Google and see what it was that he achieved in Parliament. I mean, how knackered he was. And yeah, that was to do with the slavery bill. So please have a look at the modern day slavery bill, because I'm about to tip it over. And the Dalai Lama, I've actually worked with the Dalai Lama. Another Bible, another Bible, another Bible, another Bible, Jesus Calling, and When I Loved Myself, which my mum got me years ago, which I always make sure I've got it. And then obviously, here we go. Let me just disconnect myself. Oh, by the way, for those who know me and have followed, Aaron and Faith were taken on the day that we were putting the Christmas tree up. And for my whole life, I've always put the Christmas tree up on, I've taken the battery out, it's got really dark, but I've always put the Christmas tree up on the 1st of December. And then obviously when I went to Save the Family, it was all in storage, and I was sort of getting a bit ratty because I just wanted to put my Christmas tree up. And literally on the 13th of December, I was talking to them about everything that was going on. I was like, it's my dad's birthday, blah, 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 blah. You know, I don't want to end up, you know, putting my discs out, ended up in A&E. I don't want to end up picking the kids up wrong. I don't want to hurt kids, blah, 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 blah. You know, because I'm an EDS mother and I was in a flat upstairs coming down to washrooms and tumble dryers and shit with 2 kids, having to take them, because you can't leave 2 kids in a bloody flat. Do you know what I mean? Where you going, I'm doing blah blah blah. It'd be like me going there and fucking off. You know, it's a challenge. It's really difficult. How far do you let your kids out of sight, even if they're fast asleep? Do you know what I mean? Do you just like lock the door and fuck off out and go over to the washroom? How do you do this? And I was trying to explain that, you know, especially when you're carrying all the washing and you've got 2 little toddlers, and I mean toddlers. I'm high anxiety because obviously Elijah and Shiloh are exactly the same age now. Well, not exactly, but they're both now 2 and 3, and Faith and Aaron were taken at 2 and 3. So Faith was 2 and Aaron was 3. Elijah is 3 and Shiloh is 2, and I'm not well. And I have tried every, Tony Robbins and always says to me, when you try to sell yourself that you've tried everything, always know that there's an option that you don't know about right now, and there's another option. And another guy, Dan, I got one of his videos down there. He teaches key influence, and he said, whenever you don't know what to do, put yourself in the situation of somebody who does, and ask yourself what they would do. And then he used to say, if you don't know now, if you did know, then what would you do? And Dean keeps saying to me, you know, what are you going to do? You've got to make a decision what you're going to do. And it's like, I don't know. The only thing I can think of doing is going to court. That's all I can think of doing. But is court not the place that is the Babylon state in the first place? It's Moses law. It's where it comes from, maritime law. If people don't know, the council have just sold the maritime script for 220,000, 100,000 or something like that. It's not theirs to sell. But anyway, so we the human beings that are a physical body, so we have flesh, teeth, senses, we move, we have kinesis, we have energy, we are an atom in itself, we are an infinite, finite, sculpted to complete and utter fucking perfection. We are made in the image of the Lord himself. We are of the same. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't always feel that way because we are then becoming the flesh. And when we come in the flesh, things can look a little bit demonic and nasty and evil, and you can see things through a completely different perspective. It's like taking rose tinted glasses off and seeing the reality, which is what Graham is trying to get me to see the world like. And that's the world that the devil wants you to see and be part of and be enticed into. And it's the devil's son was called money. So basically what they call money. So you either follow the route of what they want to call Jesus, or so Jesus' son and the devil's son, Lucifer, blah, 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 blah. Wherever you believe, history, how far do you want to go back? Do you want to talk about the Greek mythology? Do you want to talk about Egypt? As I've told you, I've been in the pyramids, I've been to Athens. You know, I was absolutely fascinated, you know, with history when I was at school. I loved to understand where and how this school was built. You know, when was my school built? You know, I love asking questions, you know, and people find it really intrusive from me. I love asking people, you know, when you were 11, what did you want to be? You know, and most people were like, well, you know, and it's like, well, what happened? And it was like, you know, once you go into high school, once you go into those gates, once you go into those things, and kids are so cruel. Like, I mean, I spend a lot of time with no shoes on, and I've got a rule with my kids down here, and it's a boundary because it's like a sweet in a candy shop here, because we've got the park and the parks and the basketball courts and everything. It's on my door. You know, many people would love living here. I just don't, you know, I just can't stand the noise. I need the country by the sea with the mountains behind me. Nice woodlands. Ride my horses, walk my dogs, head my eggs from my chooks, milk my cow, you know, take my children for muddy puddle washes, and, you know, have people come and stay with me while they sort this shit out. You know what I mean? So yeah, this isn't for me. So basically, when we go downstairs, we take our shoes off. We don't put our shoes on, because it means we're coming straight back up. So if we go into the laundry room, or if we say night to the cats, or we come straight back up. Now, if we put our shoes on, it means we can go out the gate. And, you know, so this is my way of my kids knowing you don't run into the park. And I refuse to go down there when the main park gate is open, because my kids just then want to run in, and I'm stuck in there, and blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to go in there, because from the moment I go out of this world here right now, like if I take up those blinds, I've got Johnny 5 behind me immediately. I've got a camera. If I go open my door, I'm okay in my hallway, but the moment I go to the lifts, why I use the stairs, because I like the stairs, because no cameras in the stairs. If I go into the lift, straight away I've got cameras all the way through. Oh shit, I lost Shiloh today in the fucking lift. Oh, it wasn't seriously funny. I nearly kicked the shit out of the fucking lift. I had all the shopping from the food bank today, and we were coming into the lift, and I went, I said to Shiloh and Elijah, I said, just hang on a minute, Mummy's going to get the shopping. And as I did that, someone just walked Shiloh straight into the fucking lift, pushed the fucking button, and I'm going, burst! I'm going, no! And then I'm literally, it's like, what the fuck do I do? There's 17 fucking floors. My son's going up in the fucking lift, you know, and I see it open and go, and then I see it go again and go again. And I'm stood there, and it's like 11th fucking floor. And I'm like, take my son. I can't get up there quick enough up the stairs. So literally the other lift arrived, and I shot up to the 11th. And luckily, one of the women who had called it at the 11th actually had hold of him, and he'd got out of the lift, and she was trying to get him back in the lift. Now, luckily, she had held him long enough for me to be able to get up there. He was crying. He was really upset, and I gave him a cuddle. We had a nice cuddle coming down. And when Elijah saw him, he was like, Shiloh, I missed you. I love you. Oh, Mummy, you saved Shiloh. My mum used to deliberately do it to her stepkids, by the way. She used to leave them in the lift. But anyway, it was fucking horrible, because I literally, and I had to actually say to everybody here, like, thanks so much for like helping me out and stuff. But, you know, I was petrified that he was just going to get out the lift and go straight to the stairs, because we used stairs. And I thought, fuck's sake, you know, there might be crack, smack, heroin, fucking needles, buddy. He could fall down them. There might be somebody asleep in there who sleeps on the streets and is like, ah! Like, what the fuck? And all these different things that went through my head, heart, and mind, all these fears, all of these, like, fuck, seriously, I you know, superwoman mother probably would have opened the things and climbed up the ropes to have got to him if I'd had to. Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, I set my mark here in this place. I'm going to show you this place, because I'm about to, I think, probably set a big precedence in the court case, and I think this is the best way for me forward, really. And it's the best way for me to help you guys, because I can't cope with the fact that we got a mum tomorrow who's saying bye to, you know, her baby. And it's wrong. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. How do 4 or 5 people select a judge? Where's the fucking jury? This mother is so bad that they got to wrench her little baby. He's now got to grow up with an attachment disorder by label. not trusting people, fucking up their relationships, having to be passed around. And she's not even got a placement, and they're still making the mum say bye to other siblings as well, to other brothers and sisters. How do you say bye? I didn't get a goodbye contact with Aaron and Faith. They wouldn't let me because I refused. I refused to say bye to my kids. They were only giving me 15 minutes. And I have to tell two children of Elijah and Shiloh's age, I don't want you. I can't look after you and I can't protect you and lie to them. I told my kids, you watch the papers in every fucking garage. I didn't swear, but I said, you watch the front pages every day of your life, girls. Every garage, every shop, you look at the front pages and one day you will see me and you run. And you run. Tomorrow another baby's gonna be taken. Tomorrow another grandmother's never gonna see their grandchild. Tomorrow another grandfather isn't gonna know what the fuck to do when his wife is in absolute devastation over his daughter and his son-in-law. Tomorrow another brother is never gonna see the sister again. Separated by the state, Nazi style. Just it's done in secret courts. Parents gagged. I'm gagged. Aaron, Faith. Aaron, 3rd of February, 2009. Faith, 23rd of April, 2010. Born at Preston Hospital. Kidnapped from Milo Hospital in Wrexham by PC Stephen Lewis and Cheryl Osborne, claiming to be social workers and police officers of the state, committed perjury, misfeasance, malfeasance, non-misfeasance in public office, and took Aaron and Faith on fortified evidence in order to produce them for their Christmas present to their adoptive parents, who were going to be trafficking my children, of which was intervened, and my children were then put somewhere else. They were moved by the police after sexual abuse from foster carer. There were some nice people. My children were moved around 5 placements before then placed with the people who signed a piece of paper that says that they are the mother and father of Aaron and Faith. Blood is thicker than water, always will be. I'm their mum. They were created in my womb. The father was coerced into signing the adoption papers. Didn't realise what he was doing. He was told he was signing not to be available to court. He wasn't available to take the kids. He didn't, I haven't had this conversation, but I don't think he would ever have done that. So I think he just thought it was exactly the same as the sort of meeting that we had when I went into hospital of what was going to happen with the kids when I gave birth to Faith. I don't think he for 1 minute, and he certainly wouldn't have believed anything that they said. And if they'd said to him that EDS was the easiest condition to claim, he would have just said, have you ever pulled her ankle? Have you ever cracked her ankle? Hang on. It's not going to do it now, is it? But, easiest condition to claim to have, isn't it? So anyway, mum's going to say bye to her baby tomorrow. I always tell my mums, by the way, I tell my mums, you never, ever, ever, ever say goodbye. There is a bond. There is a connection between you and your child that was created. They are your DNA. We are connected to our children right here, right now, in the present form, in the past, and in the future, and we will be reconnected to them, whether we make it into the gates of hell or to the gates of heaven. The devil's job is to kill and destroy marriage and family, and to make you believe that he's not real. Because why would you want to believe in the things and the devastation that is caused? Like putting my Christmas tree up. It's the time of debauchery. It's the time where children were used as sexual beings in party times, and people could do whatever they wanted between the hours and the hours. You know, Jesus wasn't even born on fucking Christmas Day. And, you know, where these 12 months of the calendar came from, because it used to be 13. And the calendar only comes from somebody advancing so far. And one thing, if once you understand history and you understand how we can create and co-create, then you understand how things only develop so far, and how actually we're still developing, and we're still, I mean, I've been at the NAC this weekend. They've had Sophia, who is a humanoid. See, yes, humanoids have existed for a very long time. Humanoids are real. They are on this planet, and they are of service to us. And we do have one of the biggest ever computer chips that basically runs and connects us. There's actually more people on Crackbook than there are Christian believers. Did you know that? I think there's either 2 billion people on Crackbook. 2 million, 2 billion. That's a few million. Google it, find out. I really need tissue. So anyway, let me just show you this before I go. So basically what I've done, I'm going to have to get tissue. 2 seconds. You can have a look while I go grab tissue. Oh. So anyway, this hasn't been as simple as my back's just gone. As writing a shopping list and being able to go out and get what I want. It's pretty much either been from a free cycle or find it on Marketplace, or, you know, walking down the street and seeing it. So it's a bit chaotic at the moment. So I have this forming. Oh, seriously, I've got all the bags from the bloody balls pit stuff that's all in there. So I've got all this forming. I've got a whole box down, another cupboard there. It's got loads of files in them. So obviously, Aaron and Face files. I've got all these getting ready for the magazines that we'll be putting together. I've basically got to frame my entire judicial review around. Now this has actually been reclassified. So basically, the management of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Hesby girls, which actually go hand in hand and are connected. Hence why I have a page, it's all connected. And then obviously notebooks are forming again. I owe Portsmouth Water £160, and isn't it a bugger that they can send the bailiffs even though I haven't actually used all the water because it's Bill Geely. So if I wanted to, I could just pay it all off on the last day of the fucking year. And Provident are now issuing me. Seriously, when I went to London for you guys, I didn't even go for myself. It had nothing to do with me. It was all to do with your stuff. Like I say, I can focus on my own stuff. In fact, it would be so much quicker if I did. But anyway, yeah, Provident Loan and Lisa helping me out has caused me absolute a-house. So just inform of Lisa. So Lisa will get a letter off me soon. I've got to do this bag before I do anything. And this bag is all this current house. And seriously, you want to see how many parking tickets I got because of all of this shit for you. This is all to do with David Cameron holding all the MPs in. You know, like seriously, like This isn't actually even, this is here as well. Usually I have a disabled badge. So, and that's Dean getting bloody arrested and held on fucking remand when we first met. Right, now, evidence, proof. This is what we wrote in fucking Preston, sorry. A guide to circles of support. Why it's in there, I don't know. Oh, shit. See, this is what triggers me off. And I find little things like this. So that is my family before Aaron and Fifth were taken. I can't see if you can see. So just to show you. A lot of shy, Amber will probably put the picture up, but there's Aaron. Backwards, Faith in my arms there. Liam and Daniel. And it's just disappeared. Like, I don't know where that life, I've like known that life since I was like 17. And now I don't know that life. And it's a bit crazy. I thought life progressed. I didn't think it like cut off and went. And then obviously that's my daughter Faith. But frame's got cracks and it's got some more glass. Oh, hello. Psychology graduate. Bachelor of Science. BSc Honours, Kelly Cotton. Rather. So basically this bag here is all the stuff that I've got. Seriously, they just dump me with so many fucking, you'll all know what these are. So children's social care and safeguarding. Do you know how many of these I get because of cunts out there, campaigners that like to ring social services and people around here who like to cause me fucking aggro and shit. And I also have an upheld ICPC complaint for unlawful, unnecessary detainment of me and Elijah by the police here in Portsmouth. And I'm going to represent myself rather than my solicitors because legal aid take 92% of my claim and I'm going to take them for a lot of money. And I'm going to give it all to you guys. So see the way they go all the way. That does my nut in, like how they write these things. Anyway, so basically, oh my goodness, it's just taken over by Portsmouth Council. Notice of seeking possession. I got all this to deal with. Notice of seeking possession. My application for my blue badge, which I want a green badge for enabled. Seriously, the shit does my head in. Your phone is being disconnected. Do you know what? That fucking pissed me off, right? I got my phone disconnected because they illegally kicked me off of income support and put me onto tax credits. 3 phone calls to income support cost me £97. No, sorry. One cost £97. One cost £64. One cost £43. So then I've ended up over, non-bill paid, lost it. So I've lost so many parents. I mean, I've got everything for this life here in this house. You know, it's not even stuff. The only thing in there is the photograph of Aaron and Faith. Now, this is just to show you how much I used to do, by the way. This is a letter, actually, from, this is when I was living in, no, he doesn't live there now, so I can show it. But this was when I was living in Stockport, right? And I literally wrote to every MP. And this was a letter that I got back. So this is really important, guys. The problem is, let me read. I haven't got the letter that I wrote to them, but this was from the House of Commons by John Penrose MP for MP for Weston-super-Mare. And he says, Dear Ms. Cotton, thank you for contacting me about forced adoption. I understand why you're concerned, but I'm afraid that there are strict rules to stop members of Parliament from interfering in issues raised by people from another MP's constitute. I have therefore passed your letter on to your own MP, and I'm sure we'll be in touch with you directly in due course. From him. And then this was then carbon copied to my MP. I got everybody. There's a guy called David, and basically he got this app set up so we could contact every MP and every journalist within one email, right? And it just went out to every email. My inbox was crazy for ages. So basically, this was then all sent to Anne Coffey. Now, as you know, Anne Coffey has been one of the biggest pushers, and Anne Coffey then said to me that she couldn't help me with Aaron and Faith because I was now in Stockport and they had been taken in Flintshire. So nobody could do anything. And I can't liaise with the MP in Flintshire because I no longer live in Flintshire. Now, luckily, we've got a very good friend who lives in Flintshire. I could probably use her address. So anyway, I've got all of this to deal with. So this is why I cannot be online. I've got my personal independence forms in here, which have never just gone in. It's just paperwork. And then we get to final notice, blah, blah, blah. This is all enforcement stuff. This is all to do with penalty charge notices. I've got another one, police fucking serving warrant bullshit. So anyway, I'm going to show you how Beat the Bailiffs works and how taking your corporate work works. So I'm not really stressed about it. I'm not really phased about it. I'm not really bothered about it. Notice of enforcement, notice of enforcement, notice of enforcement. And this isn't even actually the ones from David Cameron. I've got another whole bag. I've got a whole bag in there. Whole bag in there for, you know, congestion charges in London. You know, I tried to sort of get there Friday night and leave by Sunday, but sometimes I get picked up, and because it was a protesting car, obviously, as you know, I got a massive fine for one, my car getting locked into the pound place of 300 and something. And then the fact that I took it straight onto Trafalgar Square. And then obviously I've had my car on Downing Street. And then outside David Cameron's and other people's. And I've locked in governors of police stations. In fact, Strangeways is all in a new documentary and all over the internet at the moment. Now, I've got my CV to do as well. So I actually still have my original National of Achievement. Oh, fuck's it. Forensic Case Studies, Introduction to Psychological Inquiry, Social and Developmental Psychology, Social and blah, 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 blah. Offender and Profiling. I'm actually qualified in fire safety for fireworks. And yes, I do know how to manage my bills and debts. I just don't get enough money. I have a certificate that says I can here. Other stuff. Abseiling down St. Walburg's Church Square. Coaching Academy. Fireworks with Robbins. Bachelor of Science. Whatever this shit means, you know, I can read books myself, do you know what I mean? Netball coach, football coach. Shame my body doesn't work. I am, that is my name. Kelly Cotton. People think I'm mental. There you go. Fuck off. Families learning together. Counselling, psychology, child development, Sparks and Co, which is solicitors, families learning. Hey, look, I got Body Magic, but Slim as Wild. My certificate of baptism, which was actually Sunday, the 24th of January 2010. And it was that day that Step Up, well, actually, Unity in the Community existed prior to then. My parachute jump, climbing Snowdon. And this was what I completed on the 28th of the 10th, 2010. I completed the Start Your Business Step by Step, which was where Step Up Britain was formed and launched out into the media in October 2000. My fireworks. In fact, look what I've just found. Oh shit, it's actually been damaged. Ah, I've lost some of it. Kelly deserves our thanks. Oh, in fact, it's here. This was in the back of the paper. Now I've still got some missing, but I can read some of it. On Wednesday, Chancellor George Osborne will be unveiling his long-awaited spending review. The government plan to cut 83 billion from its budget, which is why wholesale changes to the benefit system seem inevitable. So basically, if you imagine all these people that were on government benefits, income support, job seekers, that comes to a certain amount of money, and they needed to cut 83 billion. Do you know how many people with this changeover to universal credits that I'm thinking about? You're only thinking about yourselves. I'm thinking about this bigger picture. And some of us are thinking about the bigger picture. When I come into this, I went, whoa, 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 whoa. You're like basically just pushing everybody off the cliff. You want all the fraudsters to go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go and rob a bank or go and get a job. And then you want to find out who really genuinely cannot get up on a daily basis and go to work, and for what reason they can't, and how to fit them into this new box. 83 billion. Well, I'm sorry, but I only get, I say only, I'm pretty much lower. I'm lower than minimum wage basically on benefits. So I live on a lower than minimum wage income. Lower than minimum wage. Much lower than minimum wage. Obviously, I'm not on any disability or anything like that. I'm on bog standard basic. And I basically said that this is a disaster. So what I wanted to do was put the safety net in for all the people that didn't know what the fuck to do, who were going to get kicked off benefits. And obviously, I've already got my psychology degree. I was already a coach. I was already working for Robbins, blah, 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 blah. And so I was on the potential of about going 6 figures, and I was about to knock into 6 figures. And with the media going out, I could have ridden on it, but my mum completely fucking crushed me. I had everything ready to go to the 5 steps that I wrote, zero tolerance all the way through to the 5 years. And then obviously within that 5 years, on the 13th of December 2012, within 3 minutes, my life just went even further. And prior to that, I then got evicted, and it was like, you know, this is fucking mental and crazy. And that was just because I changed over benefits. And it was like, you know. So anyway, it says too many people are trapped in benefits, and the longer they are on them, it's harder to get off. One such person is Kelly Cotton from Buckshaw Village. She's a single mother who, I can't see these things. Appearance can be deceptive, and she has a serious disability, which means she can't just get a job at the local shop or start stacking shelves. What makes Kelly Ann different is that she doesn't want to be reliable on state handouts anymore. She's bravely spoken out because she's trying to take control of her life and their needs. And that's where I haven't got the other bit of it. And basically, what I was just doing was I just wanted to provide for my kids. I just wanted to work. And I worked out that I could either be a £35 an hour coach or a £75 an hour coach, or I could go to all these different levels, but then you've got to become like specialist in your area, you know, master of your field. And it was then totaling up the childcare, putting Aaron and Faith into childcare. And obviously the fact that I had my carer, so I had my indicative budget as well. And I had that paid for by the state because it was on benefits. And because every you're on benefits, you get it paid for by the state. Because you're on benefits, you take the box, you pay for. Because you're on high rate disability, as I was, it's ticked for. I had Motability, I had car insurance, my tax was paid, and if I got puncture, it was sorted. And I was trying to get my head around all of these different things that I would have to pay for if I was the sole earner and sole provider and sole person of keeping the roof, the income, the furniture. And when I was married to Graham, I'd go eat. I had a cash card. I had a budget, but I had a cash card. You know, and he put the money in the bank, and that's just the way it worked. And the same was with James. You know, to then all of a sudden going benefits, and I rented a 3-bedroom detached house, and I was willing to just put the extra, and they said you could earn the extra 90, so I taxi drove and I earned the extra 90. And I was able to afford to not live in council and live in private rental. And of course, because it was on benefits, my car was paid for, blah, 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 blah. But I could have stayed there, and I didn't. I made the decision to go to university. I couldn't be a youth worker anymore, but you know, I could go into psychology, and even if I was in a wheelchair, then I could sit in a chair and I could be on the other side of the desk. You know, I never realised the discrimination you face, but you know, I've lived with lots of persecution and discrimination for a hidden condition. So anyway, this is just one bag. And for those that don't know, by the way, there's a leaflet in here to show you can get a leisure card. So actually, it is actually free to go to your local gym, especially if you're on benefits. And it was Christmas. It was my last Christmas with them because they were taking on the Christmas after that. And we were all told not to smile because it's that sort of photograph. So anyway, I got this bag to go through. And this is when I first got into coaching. This is my friend, by the way. So this was Future Minds, Self-Development, the easy way to life. And this is basically what I wrote for you guys that were in the benefit system, and how to come out and be self-employed and live a righteous, thriving life and doing what you love, right, basically. And I was also qualified in circles of support for people with complex needs. And I went and took all the courses, all the things. So basically, I got this one. So before I go, because I've just gone over my hour, and then I have the filing cabinet. So before I go, and also on Free Cycle the other day, a headmaster was throwing these out, so I collected them. So I literally now have, so this top drawer is literally going to go from 1978 all the way through to now, which is obviously the year I was born. So it starts with my birth certificate, which currently is not coming out from the store. You're not, Lord's telling me you ain't allowed to see what's in that drawer yet, because I've actually already started filling that one. And obviously someone's thrown their filing system out because it was broken, they didn't want it, and I have to get everybody's trash to treasure at the moment. My painting's up there. So literally, anyway, I've got more of those down there and all the way through. Do you want to see my Christmas tree? There we go. Put my Christmas tree up. So those who don't know the story of the Christmas tree, I was literally getting kids out the bath. We were putting the Christmas tree up that a member of Save the Family had brought round for us to be able to put up. When the kids knock on the door from the police and social literally happened, and literally, you know, that was complete craziness, and children not dressed, and reports written about, you know, towels on the floor. And so anyway, I for a long time couldn't put a Christmas tree up, and last year was the first time I put a Christmas tree up. So rather than go through all of the horribleness of leading up to the first and having all of those memories of Liam and Daniel, and obviously his childhood, putting him up on the first, also being sexually abused over Christmas as a child, as always, because I was babysat, and that's when it happens to kids, because you get babysitters and your parents are obviously trusted people and are not so aware of what's going on. Mine was my uncle. Not my uncle, my dad's family, uncle, my stepmother's family. So anyway, what I decided to do was start a new tradition in my family and put the Christmas tree up on Shiloh's birthday, which was the 23rd of November. So that's what we did. We put the Christmas tree up. So I'll just show you in here quickly before I go. So basically now, there is some form of order to this, by the way. I have up here a 17th century Bible, all my receipts and things from when I was self-employed, from when I was with Aaron and Faith, because obviously they're taking me for all of my tax credits and child benefit and everything from Aaron and Faith when they were first born. And then in there, I think, is receipts. My thank you gift, by the way, which I'm on now, which came through for the door from Tina. Thank you so much for my netbook. And then I have my gagging committed to prisons and medical notes and some more files. Let's set that up. And oh, Mandy Humphreys, the woman who is in charge of my children's adoption. So then I've got basically all my diaries from all of the years. So I have 2014, 2016, 2018, 2019. And then I've got another bag somewhere going right the way back to 2010. And then I've got another bag here, which has actually got all my Food Matters stuff, which was back in 2007. I think we were doing all that. And then obviously teaching the 10 Commandments of Health. That's my friend Skip. And then I've got to get all these obviously in. And then I've got another bag at the back of files. And then down here, I have literally got a holdall bag of all my court paperwork that's not in files, you know, that just kept sending you. It is literally, oh, look, I've got one of my, fuck's sake, seriously, it just triggers you off, doesn't it? This is from October 2015. I'll just read you one sentence. She was collecting soft toy dogs. When Aaron and Faith were taken, I ran into the hospital shop and brought 2 soft toy dogs and gave it to them because I knew I might not see them again. I knew then. So yeah. Another set of bags of files. Underneath there is one of them trolley suitcases with all of the court stuff for you guys. And then there's another bag down there which has got a big suitcase which has got more and more paperwork. So basically, I got to get all of that in there. So Dean's going to be here tomorrow with the boys. I don't know, 2-3 days. Who knows how long he stays around for? He's got so much to do in all of this, more than I have. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully get all of that in. So all of my stuff from my life is going to go in there. And then how it positions from history, blah, 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 ready for all the class actions and everything. And hopefully people won't have alienated me because they fucking came along in 2015 and didn't realise all the work that we put in before that. Because obviously I came off the streets to give birth to Aaron and Faith. Sorry, to Elijah and Shiloh. And obviously I just got to tidy my desk and then get ready to sit down in my little boudoir. If you want to see my little boudoir. So this is where I am literally going to be hibernating all the way through the winter. And then if my kids want to nin in and lay with me, they can. We have DVDs, so I'm literally going to be going and trying to get as many DVDs on FreeCycle and collecting them as I can. And I won't show you because the kids' lights on, but I won't show you what I've done to the bedroom. I might show you tomorrow if I'm here. And there's a sofa in there and the bed and everything, and turn it into a proper little, like, might as well be a classroom, do you know what I mean? And then my lovely kitchen with my lovely ironing and all that crap that goes with normal life that takes up so much time. And directors don't do their own cleaning and ironing, by the way. They pay people to do it. This is what I was trying to warn you about. I did get it out. Johnson's talcum powder causes cervical cancer. So yeah, anyway, guys, I've gone 10 minutes over my hour that I usually do. I have only just managed to get this laptop to go Facebook to work because it didn't work. And currently now, I must be the first person ever to paint over. So I have started painting over things. He has seen it because I find it too damn depressing seeing this every day. But my little red cross is still shining through, so I need another tin of paint to turn up. And it usually does. Someone leaves some half paint downstairs or something, and whatever it is, it will just go over it. My microwave has given up. I have 2 bananas left. I have some garlic. The food bank's helped me out today, by the way, before I go. These are from the food bank for the kids today as well. So that's all sorted from thank you to the food bank. They do everything in jars, don't they? So whole milk from Tesco's. So I don't have to deal with that. And obviously Weetabix and porridge. And then this is food banks as well. So beans, all the pastas and stuff were from last time I went, but beans and stuff. So massive big thanks to St Kings for the food bank. I'm not allowed any more now. I've now seeked. So anyway, again, before I go, please do watch out for the modern slavery bill and watch out for us flipping this over from modern slavery to government slavery. So anyway, guys, I haven't had a chance to say hello to anybody because this is my first time back in like 3 weeks, and I get a little bit overwhelmed by people, as you know, and sometimes I come to just output, sometimes I come to just, it's my way of vlogging, diarying. When I created Step Up Britain, I had a diary and a journal for you all as well, so you could all write through your journals as you were going and using your vlogs and stuff to help you process things, because unless you understand the battlefield of the mind, the good, the bad, the ugly, devil, angel, what I want to call it, cognitive dissonance, polarity, it's basically when you have two belief systems that clash. So therefore you're in dissonance, and it's a really difficult place to be in. And as a society, we're in a place of fear and faith. And when fear and faith collides, it can cause devastation. So with everything going on, Boris Johnson needs to now step up Britain. He needs to now get all of the people on side for the 12th of December. And we, the people, now need to be championing as people who can do things for our local community. Me, I need to do world traveling, so that's where I'm going to be going. I want to be connected to the world. So, I think England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Europe, doodah, we should all just get on, be kind, be nice, be humble, and just accept us for our differences and our diversities. Look at this. I mean, it's not a real one, but do you ever actually see any racism between dogs? Yes, they bark at each other. Yes, they argue. But do you ever actually see us humans being racist about the difference in dogs? All right, you might take the piss out of somebody's chihuahua, or more the person who carries it around in a handbag, or the woman who's talking to a stuffed toddy. This, by the way, is Mr. Jingles. Yeah, somebody posted up the other day, and I thought, that's it, I've had enough. It was about the burqas. And it's like, yeah, I have nice conversations with women in burqas, and sometimes I wish I could cover up all my face and go home and strip off for my husband. And you want to see what they put on later for their husbands. It's only for their husbands. That's why they wear it. They wear it because they are not to be looked and idolized by other men. And especially here in the UK, they're quite happy. They're quite happy to cover up like that. They don't want these men looking. And I get it. I'm certainly not an ugly woman, and I get it. And people think it's okay to talk about my ass, or, want to do this. And it's like, seriously? I'll go, boyaka, jungle is massive. So anyway, guys, I'm going to fuck off. I am back. My social media is now working on my lives. This will now go up on my YouTube. Please help us, because obviously it's harder for me to move on social media because I've got all of this doodah. Even I tried writing in the comments for this video today and it wouldn't let me write it. I tried writing in to post that I was back and I was live and to prepare you for me coming on at live for 11. And it wouldn't let me write a post. So I just pressed live and thought, fuck it, let's see where we go and what we'll talk about. So anyway, Dean's home tomorrow. He fucking hates men here, men here, blah, 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 blah. He's very protective of me. He doesn't know who people are. And actually, he's not just like that with men. He's like it with women as well. And he's not actually, it's not about men and women. It's about good or bad people, or good or bad energy per se. And people who, even me, I have demons, I have trauma. I have to be careful not to project my trauma and my demons on you. I am aware when I do it sometimes, and you know, I do what I need to do in order to clear that up. But you know, you don't always want to dance with someone's demons. I took a lot on with this with Great Britain. I knew what I was getting into. I knew how deep down the rabbit hole I was going. I knew that I was going to deal with this information, and I knew that there would be a lot of people that would come out. We've now got more to the extent, you know, it's all over the front page of the fucking papers here in the UK now. Do you know what I mean? It's done. It's done. Now I just need my book launch and hopefully my children will turn up. So anyway, guys, take it easy. If you can't be good, then at least try to be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And if you do see the 1111 on my crack book, that basically means stop, breathe, think of something you're grateful for, even if it's just the fact that you are seeing 1111. And that means you are coming into that crusty change within your life. Once you start seeing 222s, then, you know, it's a done deal and you're moving in to that new place. If you're still just coming into the 111s, then welcome, you know. Hope to see more of you on 222s, 333s, 444s. It's different frequency, different vibration, and you will see it. If you're seeing lots of white feathers, then welcome. And if you're not, and you're still in depression, you're still battling your suicides, you're still dealing with grief, your anxiety, then please, you know, just be aware of your emotional guidance system. And if you're not in a place of joy, if you're not in resignating, then you're going to continue bringing bad situations around you. And only you, me, can control your emotions. You can piss me off as much as you like, but I can smile and water off the duck's back, or I can get irritated and agitated. But only I have the power to be proactive or reactive. And to be reactive is not great. And I do get reactive, hands up, we all know I do. You know, you can't certainly say I don't get reactive. Of course I do. Oh yes, but I bring it back. And you know, and anyway, what I've basically told him here now before I go is that I have asked nicely, I have raised my voice, I've shouted, I've screamed. Nobody seems to get the frustration and how much now they are completely squeezing me and putting me in a very dangerous situation with my health, my children. And it's not, again, going to be any fault of me. And it's not. Kelly doesn't take responsibility. This is me. You know, I am very responsible for my actions. So what I have decided, this isn't about personal responsibility. This is about accountability. This is about me now holding them accountable for what they did to Aaron and Faith and my family, and continue to do to me. And I'm going to show them the consequences of their actions now, because I'm not taking my life for no fucker. And I will be here for Aaron and Faith, and I will get my life back, and I will see my dad, and I will see my mum, and I will get married. I'm just not there right now. It doesn't mean that I won't be. It just means I'm not there right now. So, yeah. So if you don't see me and I don't come off, or what I'm going to be talking about over the next whatever is obviously some lovely Christmassy things. So Easter. How many is that? That's got fucking 5 on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get a new start. It's got 5 on it. Maybe I'm gonna have 5 and 6. Who knows? So basically, yes, this is me for probably the next up till the 13th, up till the 12th, because obviously we've got all the MPs and who's running and who's doing what and who's in the race and who's in the game and who's. I'm actually going to go and see Jo in Portsmouth, who is been. The campaign is basically saying she's going to be the Prime Minister from Lib Dems. So let's see. She's here in Portsmouth. Maybe I could go and prime her to actually be Prime Minister. It would be funny, wouldn't it? She's a mother, married with 2 children, young children. So let's see. Anyway, good night. Be kind. Be humble. Live with purpose, passion, and get out tomorrow with meaning. Like seriously. I know I've got to do that, and there's an end result. So that gives me purpose. That gives me reason. I've got my 2 boys. That gives me reason. Give yourself something tomorrow to get up for, and reward yourself for the obligatory shit. So if I do a couple of hours of paperwork or writing my book, then I'm going to look forward to the evening watching film with Dean. Do you know what I mean? So, it's just little steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen overnight. I just wish it had happened quicker, but unless other people are all doing what it is that I say, and then it's not because I'm a leader or because I'm right or whatever. I'm just saying that we have an opportunity here and we need to use it. So I'm going to. If you guys aren't, I am. So good night. And I'm going to probably read the messages later and probably comment and reply and like. So you do know I'm here. And by the way, I am going to put a workshop together. I have decided I'm going to. And I'll probably just do it for a small amount of people. I don't know if I'm going to charge or if I do it for free, but if I do a venue, then I would like to do it somewhere with a bit of a spa. So probably take about 5 or 6 mums or something and go and have a spa and go to the gym and go and do some yoga and Pilates and meditation and chill out for a couple of days or something. Might make it a bit kid friendly, try and find a child friendly place and get a bit of nursery crash space or something. I don't know, see how it goes. Maybe in the new year, maybe a skiing one. I want to go skiing, but anyway, I've got to get this sorted. So night.